Hello, my lovely people. Welcome to my channel. It's Josephine Moto. This is my channel. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning to my channel. Thank you for the viewers. Thank you for the comment. Thank you, guys, for those who wished me to have a safe delivery. Thank you, guys, and I wish you to pray for me still for the strength. But this is not easy, but yeah, we are there. We are pushing there. I've been seeing a lot of people started like from day one. They made it just by God's grace, and I'm still holding to it. To be honest, I'm still holding to it because it's that what I believe. I believe in God. I believe in God's strength. I believe that with God everything is possible. If God started something, or let me say, God will never give you something that He knows that you cannot handle. You know, that's something that I'm still holding on to. And in today's video, I just wanted to talk some of the few things which I start seeing different, or some changes which came after finding out that I'm not having one kid, and I'm blessed with many babies on my belly. And guys, the truth is that changes are there. Changes are there on how I planned. You know, so that's what they said, you must plan with God. You know, we have our own way of planning. God is having its own way. Imagine I tried to be pregnant. God blessed me. I became pregnant, but I didn't know that. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was planning. You know, I just throw my net in the water to catch fish, not knowing that I'll catch how many fish. You know, that's how it happened. And at this point, I'm going to talk on how it changed me. In many ways, it started with how I live. I become more conscious than ever. Like those days when I didn't know that I was having, let me just start twins. When I didn't know that I was having twins, it was just something different. I could feel the funny or the strange feelings, but I could not take it serious because a pregnancy is just a pregnancy. But later on, it started to, let me start with how the way how I am now sitting. When I'm sitting, like when you're just sitting like this, you sit with your legs like this. And the one thing which you have to know, when you are sitting with your legs like this, you know, these babies, I think there are times whereby they are not comfortable. They'll start packing, like bumping you here on the on the leg. Then obviously, like I start after finding out that I'm not having one baby, I always make sure that I'm sorry, guys. I always make sure that I make space for my kid. I try to sit properly so that I'll be comfortable, and even trying to make my babies also to move freely, because they can, if they are making like this, I don't know what's happening inside, but at least I can what I can do, only sitting well. But the time that I didn't know anything, I could feel that, and I'm just like just beating myself in the stomach, not knowing that maybe what's in my stomach is a lot. Like there might be no enough space for this human being. I'm too, like maybe my the way how I'm sitting is like I close my leg and I need to wipe them a bit so that they will bump wherever they want, you know, something like that. Second, it have to be with breathing. You know, first I just thought like, you know, I encountered these breathing problems maybe when I was 2 months. 2 months there, that's when I start feeling breathing problem. But I started complaining about it, and it was just like at the hospital you'll be just told like, no, it's normal, it's normal. And imagine by that time I didn't go to sauna. I would not go to sauna, it was so early. And yeah, I didn't know how to handle it. But later on, after finding out that I'm having these babies, I start trying looking for air. Like either if I'm somewhere where, let me say in the room, I'll go outside just for enough air, or I'll sit close to the aircon or a fan if there's a fan. And even sleeping, it's becoming cold now, but I used to feel pity for my family, my husband and my son. With the fan on, it's cold. I can feel cold here on my body, but the air which is inside the house is like, it's not enough. And you cannot open the window, it's very dangerous. People, like if they can bump in or they can spray or something like that. So what I have to do just to switch on the fan during the night. Let me say the third one, it's sleeping, how I sleep. You know, those days when I'm sleeping, especially when I start hearing the movement. I remember there was a time whereby, I don't know whether, I think it was at the hospital. Yeah, at the hospital. I was worried. I started becoming worried when they said the movement of the baby, you can start feeling your baby from 3 months there. But for me, guys, let me not lie, I started feeling this movement at 2 months. And I was like, when I was told like it had to be 3 to 4, and I was like, why me? And by that time, I didn't even go to the sauna. Like, I didn't even know what I was carrying. So I was like, what I thought always, it was just like, no, maybe my baby is not okay, because the movement is too much. You know, that irritation, it makes me think that maybe the person is not comfortable, because it was not my first time being pregnant and experiencing having a baby in the stomach. So now when they said like that, and I still went for checkup, they just checked me, and still they didn't tell me that no, I'm having two baby. There was even a time whereby I remember the first time I went for the sauna, and I would not even see, like the doctor, the first, it's 3 times, let me say 3 times. The first they could not see that I'm having 2 babies or 3 babies, something like that. Come, it was still early, okay. Second time, that's when they saw that. And I don't know, to be honest, I don't know whether this person wanted to or failed to see the gender and just tells me. And this is the thing which really makes me feel bad. And you know, I just wanted to keep it to myself. Like when I was told, like the person told me, no, they don't even know you're having twins, you're having girls. And I was like, I was so happy, guys, I was so happy. And first I wanted just to keep it to myself, just keep it to myself. But because, you know, I just told one of my cousin, I was so happy. Okay, then when I went there for the first time, now when it's like the right time to go for a sauna, they told me, no, you have boys. And I'm like, sure. And that's the reason still, okay, I believe on that I'm having boys now, because it's at the time where they have to see it. But still, my hope is that even if I happen to have a girl or a boy, a girl and a boy, and a girl again or whatever, it will not be a problem to me, because it's something which I see from people. Even when I will not buy something which for boys and whatever. No, I have just to buy things which can cater all the kids, like a color which can be worn by a girl or by a boy, which will not have any problem when you dress it on the boy child or on the girl child. So the other things which really changed after finding out that I'm having many babies is my budget, guys. Hush. Guys, I had a plan of it's not a plan, that's just a life that I'm living, that I was living. You might just have planned of these small things. Okay, let me say you're having one child. How, okay, like there will be maternity leave. After maternity leave, then there will be, you start working, whereby your baby, you have to take your baby to daycare. If you don't have a nanny, if you cannot afford a nanny, you take your baby to daycare. And also it depends if you have milk. Let me say, will your baby will eat milk, this formula, or just depend on breast milk? With my last born, so normally what I usually do, or what I did in the past, is like, my child never liked taking formulas and other things. So I struggled. I was so lucky that my boss allowed me to be with my baby until when he was 1 year, I think 1 year to 4 months there. That's when I took my baby to daycare. And I was so lucky. Okay, in this case, I start calculating, like, okay, if it's going to happen that way, how will I do it? For a baby who will not want to take formula, just want to take breast milk, what will you do? So having 2 kids or 3 kids is not a joke, and satisfying them, it have to be on how you eat also. Sometimes you'll be eating, but your eating, it's not really enough. You might think like you satisfy, but you're eating just a simple eating where you cannot provide enough milk. So in that case, I gave it to God. Like, I'll do my part, and the other part I'll give it to God. God will know how to handle that part. So there is the things of, even if I happen to breastfeed or having formula, it's not easy for taking babies to daycare. Well, let me say from 3 months or 2 months. Let me say just to be 2 months and some weeks, because maternity have just to be 3 months, and the first month is the month already which you are giving birth. Obviously, it will just be 2 months and some weeks. Okay, I never had a nanny. I never had a nanny in my life. My son go to school, and my husband go to work, and me go to work. So it's like we never lived with someone apart from us. This time you have to. This time you have to look for a nanny, so that even if your babies will be eating breast milk, luckily I'm close to work where I can go breastfeed every time my babies, where I can able to go see my babies, but still I cannot take the baby like to school. I have just to make sure that I have a nanny, which is a new thing. And there have to be a lot of budget there, like, well, where that nanny going to sleep? We are having just a 1-bedroom house. How, like, everything just, but what I believe is that, there's that thing that you think sometimes is hard, but you just end up experiencing things happening the other way. You might just think sometimes like, oh, wow, how will I make it? I don't have enough. God will always provide. God knows where, if, everything just multiple. Like, imagine you thought of, maybe I can afford, let me try, I can afford one child. When there will be 2 3, then you'll be like, God, if like, for one bunch of babies, you must multiply them by 3 or 2 or 4. Everything, when you multiply those things, like, I saw this. I said in my previous video, like, I went to visit one of my cousin's wife who gave birth to twins last week, and when I went, this person was not ready, not knowing that she was having twins. They are staying in Angola, and these people, they don't have sonars. They don't go to antenatal until when it's already, like, just to give birth like that. She tried to give birth on her own in the house, and she went to the other clinic, like in Angola, and when those people saw her, like, no, we cannot handle you, you have to travel to Namibia, until when they came here to Oshakati. But now, when she came here, she don't have anything. I felt it. So I called my cousin. He's far, the family. He's also struggling. He's not financially stable. I asked him. I didn't have money. I asked him, please, I begged him to send me that little that he can, so that I will give the wife. I didn't buy things. I didn't buy anything like clothes and whatever. No, I didn't. I just gave to the wife, so that they will see what to, because they are still admitted. If I buy clothes, what about maybe food and whatever? Then I gave to the wife. Then I spoke with mom also. She helped me. She gave me some money. That's when I went to buy clothes. Guys, hush. When I was buying, what was in my mind is not these babies anymore. It was not about those kids, because I found that they were not having anything. They were just on those things for the hospital, and I was like, God, how someone will live this life? Like, how does these kids are going to leave the hospital? How? I was just like, God, how? When I spoke with mom about the situation, she just said, okay, tomorrow, please, I'll send you this amount. Then you go check anything small and some small photos of them. I did so. But when I was in that shop, what I was thinking, it's not about those babies, it was just about me. Like, how will I do it? Looking at the prices of everything was just double. And I was like, wow. But what came in my mind is that, how does this person is surviving? I'm here buying things for this woman. She didn't know that I will be here. I'm here begging for help for her. And what came in my mind is that God did it. God did it. God used me to do all the things. It was not by my power. It's not something which I could do. It's not about her, but just God who will speak there. So there is a lot of things that will change, which really totally changed. And again, I don't really consider on how tough it is. I consider it in a blessing way, like, God, thank you. He knows I can handle it. He knows that he didn't give it to a wrong person. And all these challenges, or let me say all these changes that I'm talking, it's just a normal thing. Something which someone have to experience. It's normal to react. I know how I felt the first time when I was told that I'm having twins. Like, I felt something. I cried. Imagine I'm already having boys, and you'll be told, like, in the way how the doctor say it, like, this time he said you have boys, and I'm like, for someone who's having boys already, and he just make jokes like, you have a lot of babies in your stomach, and I'm like, I start becoming more emotional, so happy. But I expected girls because that's what was registered in my mind. Then he said, you have boys, all of them, they are boys. I started calculating boy, 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 boy. I was like, wow, I'll just have boys in my life. Then I start thinking about how I am with my boys, the one that I'm having. I love them so much. They give me joy, they give me love. So it makes me feel like there is no difference between a baby girl or a baby boy. So I just start crying whereby I was so happy, emotional, but it did not register in my mind like, no, maybe it was tough or whatever. Never. So that's how how things change. That's how everything, or let me say how my plan changed. And yeah, I knew God's plan is not our plan. I knew today you do this, but God will do the other part. You might plan that, no, I want to go to where tomorrow, but tomorrow there will be something which will come in your way, which you cannot even stop. So not everything is up to us human beings. There are some things which have to depend to God. The same way how we pray for it. When you want something, you have to ask God first. You have to pray for things first. Like, God, this is what I want. And it does not really even mean that because you ask God about sugar, He will just give you sugar. He might give you sugar and other things again, which you also may need. So thank you very much, guys, for watching my video. The Lord bless you. Please subscribe to my channel, comment, say anything. There's a lot of things which maybe I might share, which not okay, or let me say there are some things which also maybe which I need to know from my fellow people. Like, we learn from each other, and that's what I want to know. I want to know more about things, so that sometimes by someone telling you what not even if you don't pick everything, you learn from them. You might start somewhere, then you start thinking about what the person was talking about. That's how we learn from each other. Thank you very much, guys. May the Lord bless you. I love you so much. Bye.